Is that Ryan Reynolds' wife in there? Not sure, but let's take a closer look at the new Deadpool variant Ladypool coming out soon from Hot Toys. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be diving into the new Ladypool figure from the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. The figure is actually modeled from one of the variant costumes used in the movie, and she features similar accessories to that of Deadpool, but she does have some nice subtle differences that we'll look more and dive into in the video. Now, in terms from a first look perspective, there's a lot of good details here, and maybe some reasons why you may want to pick her up, especially if you want to complete a nice Deadpool themed display. But she is similar to Deadpool's character model, though. And let's take a closer look at what she has to offer. In terms of dimensions, she is a 1/6 scale. She stands at 11.8 inches and weighs a little over 3 pounds. Now, she is a little shorter than the Deadpool model by about half an inch. So, in terms of display, she should look about a foot shorter, right? She features about 30 points of articulation, and she comes with several accessories that are very similar to Deadpool's character model. And one accessory that you see here that also crosses over is Dogpole. Dogpole isn't a bad accessory, in my opinion, but it's kind of a wasted accessory, generally speaking. I would have liked for them to add something and or someone else, but again, not too bad. And I do understand why they did add it as an accessory. So overall, not a bad set, right? But in terms of actually looking closer into accessories themselves, you do get two katanas, right? So they do have that steel look and less of an adamantium shine. You do get the two Uzi pistols, so not your Desert Eagles like Deadpool has. You do get a nice set of interchangeable eyes. As mentioned before, you also get a Dogpool, which has articulation in the front legs and in the head. You do also get the cool dual katana sheath on her back. There is also a themed figure stand, which has a with the cool picture of the Deadpool Wolverine logo, along with her Ladypool character name as well. Right. So again, overall, not a bad set of accessories that comes with this, especially considering this is more of a standard figure and not a special and or variant type of edition. Right. Now, looking more into the costume and character design, everything looks great so far. The fabric is nice and stretchable all across her body, and obviously she is anatomically correct in terms of scalability, so that's good. And overall, the costume fits snug and doesn't look like it's loose in certain parts. The hair is also a great highlight to this piece, right? And I'll talk more, a little more about that later. But overall, she has a cleaner, slimmer look than the Deadpool model. She also has the forearm armor that you have there, the cool bicep leather wrappings around her thigh as well, right? But overall, there are a lot of nice, clean details here. Her costume does look a shade lighter and red than the Deadpool model, but we'll take a look at that here actually because in terms of details and differences, I kind of want to show this to over to you guys so you can kind of see what they look like when they're next to each other. In terms of the clothing, right? So we know that they have very similar weaving and cloth and fabric used up top, and not just up top, but throughout the actual costume, right? Now the material you can see how it bends and overlaps similar in manner, right? So like if you look at the stomach area when they're both sitting down, the fabric rolls up the same, right? So very similar there. Those will have sort of like a same look and feel in terms of the obviously the mask, the shoulder pads, and the accents that go around their costume. But one thing I want to point out, guys, is her accents are actually in silver, whereas Deadpool is in gold, right? And when I say costume accents, I'm talking about things like the belt buckle and those small rectangular accents by her armpit and the bicep areas, right? And in terms of the boots and shoes, obviously they're different, use different molds for that. Whereas Ladypool looks more like a shooting guard, and Deadpool's looks a little more cleaner and streamlined, in my opinion, but otherwise still looks good. And also, there's a difference in the katanas, right? The blades look exactly the same lengthwise, shine wise for the most part, but the difference is in the handle. Again, with Ladypool, it's in silver accents rather, and with Deadpool, it has gold accents, right? But the overall, they do have a similar look and feel, especially when they sit together, right? Now, in terms of facial expressions, I've always enjoyed how they sort of able to translate this for Deadpool, and Ladypool is no exception to this, right? Now she does come with four total expressions. So she has the shock look, the serious look, looks like an angry look, and just a standard look. Now they didn't give her a sort of laughing type of expression. That's probably reserved and will always be reserved more for Deadpool. So I think these four expressions are really good, especially considering we didn't see much of her in the movie, right? Now, in terms of the hair, here's a closer look at that actual material that they're using for her hair. Now, this is a really big statement component for Ladypool, right? This is really what stands out the most on her, at least in my opinion, more so than the body mold, right? They used wool material to actually build out the hair. And what I really like about it is the actual flow, especially at the ends of the hair and how they did that. Also, at the base of the hair above her head, it's nice and clean, kind of looks like a fresh out of the salon look. It's tightly wound up and there's not large strands coming out, right? And overall, the color that they use for that dirty blonde looks good. And it doesn't really have a weird shine and or feel to it at all. So I really like this statement piece and how they kind of translated that over to Ladypool here, right? In terms of the weapons, she does come with two core weapons, right? So the black Uzis, which we mentioned before. Now, what I don't know is whether or not the clips are removable, just like Deadpool's pistols. Because with Deadpool, you can actually remove the clips and you can actually cock the guns back. So I'm assuming there's some sort of functionality like that here, but I have yet to confirm. And also, in terms of the actual scale of it, though, it does fit very well. It doesn't look big or bulky. So it's sitting on her hip like this and or her hand is great. It just fits well in terms of size and scalability. Now, in terms of the actual katanas, again, we mentioned this before that the gold, it doesn't have the gold trim, it has the silver trim. And I really like though the way that the silver kind of accentuates here. It probably reflects very well, right? So looking forward to see how that actually stands out in display. One additional piece here, though, are the magnetic sheaths on her back, right? So this is a nice new accessory feature. You can kind of just like plop that on and off because it's held on magnetically. So there's no female plugging system or anything like that. So that's always a great plus, right? Especially in case you want to move on to someone else. Now, in terms of the figure stand or base here, there's not really any special components to it. It does have her character name on it and the logo, which is cool. So it has a nice showcase feel, but it doesn't really stand out, too great, right? So again, will I be using it or will people be using it? I'm not too sure. But it is sort of just a good inclination of who this character is if you want to stand her on this piece, right? And here's another close shot of Dogpool. Again, pretty much just the same 1/6 figure that they've used in the Deadpool set as well. So nothing special with her here. Now, in terms of pre-ordering, it is live on Sideshow's site right now. And feel free to use the link in our bio if you need help to get you there. And just in my opinion, overall, this is a cool collectible piece. The costs are in line for a figure such as this that is more standard and not, again, doesn't really have that special or artisan feel to it. But in my opinion, it's more of a good to have and not a necessary to have, right? Me personally, I'd rather spend more extra money rather on, let's say, one of the Deadpool special editions and or the Wolverine TVA shirtless version as well, right? So either one of those I'd rather pick up over Ladypool, but that's again just my personal choice. So yeah, so there you have it, guys. Thanks for joining me today as we explored the new Ladypool figure from Hot Toys. Are you a fan of this new variant figure? Let me know in the comments below what really stands out to you with Ladypool, and if you plan on picking this up over any of the other Deadpool variants, right? And don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more content on the coolest superhero collectibles around. Until next time, folks, keep on collecting.